operator precedence is basically when you have more than one operators, right? Like plus is there and then multiplication is there. So which operator will get executed first? Okay, so here multiplication will be done first because multiplication has more precedence. So 5 into 3, this will be 150 plus 10, 250 will be the answer. But if you put a bracket here, right, then this will be done first, right, which will be 150 into 3, which will be 450. So both the answers are different. This is 250, this is 450, right? So this is what is operator precedence, right? Which one will be, which operator will be executed first? Which operator takes the precedence, right? That is what is operator precedence. And what is JavaScript errors, right? So when you write a code, right, when you're executing a set of statement, some error can happen, right? Some error can happen, our code will get crashed. So how to handle that? Okay, so that is why we have this try, catch, finally, and throw statements. Okay, so what is try block? So any code, right, which you think the error can happen, those set of codes, right, is not only one line of code, that you have to put it in the try block. This is the try block. All the code which you think some error can happen, right, that you have to put it in the try block. In the catch block, right, you can just log the error message. Some error is caught and then you can log the error message. This way, right, it will be easy for you to debug your code when some issue happens, right? In the try block, suppose you are connected to a DB, connected to a MongoDB, and the MongoDB URL what you have given is wrong, right? Once this happens, right, you don't want to execute your code because the connection to the MongoDB itself didn't happen, right? So if you just put that connection right in a try block and if you catch it, you will see what is the exact error message and you can debug more efficiently, right? This is try catch. So what is throw? So throw is used to throw custom error, right? Custom error, now you can specify the error, okay, in the try. Okay, suppose here in the try, right, okay, this is a try block, so all the code in the try block. So if x is less than 5, you are throwing a custom error, right, which is too low. Okay, if x is based on the value of x, you are throwing errors, right, and that corresponding error you are printing it here. Okay, if you go try it yourself, right, so this is a button, okay, test input, okay, and what you are doing here, get element by id, what is this, p01, okay, this message inner HTML, now it is empty, okay, nothing is there. To get the element by id demo, okay, this value you are getting to x, okay. So suppose I fill here something here, bala something, and then this button, right, when you click this button, this my function is called, right. So this function is called, only I click it. So when I click it, what happens? This document, right, this document is there in message, okay, and then this id, right, input id, that value is in x. So x will contain bala. Okay, now what you are doing is you are trimming it. Okay, you are trimming it is equal to, so if you are not specified empty anything, right, that means this will be true, right, if you didn't specify any value. So throw empty will be a number, and is nan, okay, you are supposed to enter a number only. This is how you can validate a form. If it is not a number, then you are throwing not a number, so not a number will come. Okay, now you are converting that to a number. Okay, this is what is type conversion, right? The value you got, you are converting a number. If it is less than 5, you are telling too low. If it is greater than 10, you are telling too high. So now if I put test input, right, what error will be caught? It is not empty. This will come, right? It is not a number, should come, right? And that error, the input plus this not a number will be put it in that message.innerHTML, which will be there in the p tag. This message is nothing but the p tag, right? So when I put input is not a number. Suppose if I put 4, it's a number, so this is passed, not empty, this is passed, this is also a number, this is passed. This is less than 5, So this will be too low. Now, if I put 14, it is greater than 10, so it will be too high. If I put 7, no if condition is passed, right? Nothing is printed. The error is not caught. The cache block is not executed. Only if you throw, right? When you throw, the cache block will be executed. If no error happened, cache block will not be executed. This is how you handle error in JavaScript using try and catch block. Throw is used to throw custom errors. Okay, suppose I do some error, right? X equal to x divide by 0. So if I put just executing, right? Let's see. Okay, run it. You put some value 7, test input. Okay, nothing is caught. Okay, so this is what is it, and there is one more block called finally. Finally block will be executed irrespective you have error or not. Even if you have error, it will be executed. Even if you don't have error, it will be executed. Okay, so you can also have a finally. For finally, right, there is no argument here, right? So if I go check this, right, this one the same thing, but right, suppose I put BA. Okay, what is the error? Not a number. Not a number is getting executed, right? Okay, finally, what is the demo here for? Get element dot value is equal to null. Oh, finally, what is happening? You are putting the value, you are making the value to be 0. Okay, null. Okay, so if I put a proper value, right, 7, that time also the value is be made null. So this statement will be executed whether there is error or not. So what is scope? Scope tells the accessibility of the variables, right? Where you can access. Block scope now, this is a block. Open braces, code, this is a block. So if you use let keyword, as we saw before, this variable can be accessed only within this block. Outside the block, X cannot be used. So this is block scope. So scope determines the accessibility, where all you can access the variable, right? So block scope is there. Local scope means what? So this one is so variables declare, right? This is all local to the function. You cannot access this outside the function, right? This is what is local scope. Global scope is all the local variables, right, are accessible only in the function. So that is what is function scope. Okay. So if you declare a variable here, right, like var, this can be accessed throughout the function, right? This is function scope. Okay. Inside the function, there can be an if statement. Okay, that is another block. So if you declare any variable inside the if block, then it can be accessed only in the block. Okay, so now if I have declared this variable, right, this is what is global scope. It can be accessed throughout the file. Okay, these are the scope which determines the accessibility of this variable. Okay, now let's go to arrow function. Okay, so arrow function is another important feature of ES6. So like when you write code, you use arrow function. So usually how you write a function, and then you can assign it to some variable and you can call it. Otherwise, right, instead of the function keyword, you can use arrow like this. Like there's another syntax available. Before you used to use like this, now you can use like this. Okay, and parameters can be passed to the arrow function also like this, right? If you have only one statement, you need not put that open and close braces need not be there if they have only one statement. Okay, if you have the arrow function doesn't take any parameter, then you can just do this without parenthesis, right? Val is a parameter, But below parenthesis also you can have arrow function.